this is Mike from Backroad Exploration, and as you know, I drive a 2016 Toyota 4Runner, and I've been on some awesome adventures in it, but it's not perfect, and so I want to tell you 5 things that I really hate about my Toyota 4Runner. Now, the first thing that I hate about this thing is the options that are available. When I was looking for a car, I was trying to get one that was off-road capable, but I also needed something that would seat at least 6 people because I have 4 kids, and so we need 6 seats. Well, the Toyota 4Runner, I'm glad to say, has the option for 6 seats in the SR5 package and also in the Limited package. However, all of the off-road features like crawl control and a locking rear differential and better shocks, all the cool features for off-roading that they offer are not available in the SR5 and they're not available in the Limited. So I had to choose between seats and the extra off-road features. Now, I've been pretty happy with what I got, but sometimes I do miss having a rear locker, and it really frustrates me that I was not able to get a rear locker in the SR5 model with 6 seats. The next thing that I really dislike about my Toyota 4Runner is even though it has third row seats, the third row seats feel like they were an afterthought. The ventilation back there is pretty crappy, and my kids have complained multiple times they get too hot or too cold, and my other car is an old Suburban, and it has vents over every set of seats all the way back, so the kids are super well ventilated. But this thing, the main vents for the kids in the back are not in the third row, they're just the vents in the second row that have to blow and heat the whole back of the car. I find that really annoying. I can't believe that they didn't come up with a better solution to cool off and heat the kids better in the third row. The third thing that I really am annoyed about with my Toyota 4Runner is it does not have automatic lights. My last vehicle was an old 2002 Chevy truck. Wasn't the highest end model. It was a higher end model, I guess, but it's a 2002. I switched to this thing, and now I have to remember to turn my lights on and off every day. It's not a big deal, but somehow, after having that luxury of driving and having the lights just automatically turn on when it gets dark and turn off when it gets light, it's annoying that I've spent all this money on this brand new vehicle that's 14 years newer than my last one, and it's a step back in technology. It is not fancy enough to turn the lights on when it gets dark. That annoys me. The fourth thing that annoys me about this thing is that it's a Toyota. Now let me explain that. There are good things about it being a Toyota, but the bad things about it being a Toyota. For one, Toyota is really slow to upgrade their stuff. And so the navigation system was pretty behind the times for when I bought it. And the transmission is really behind the times. It's got a 5-speed. Almost everything from when it was coming out had at least an 8-speed. And so I feel like it's just a little behind technologically wise. But the other thing about it being a Toyota that's bugged me is, as I've gotten to know the Toyota community, there's been some awesome people that I've met, but I've also met a lot of people who are so die-hard Toyota that they think that if you have ever driven anything else, have ever thought of driving anything else, that you're an idiot, that you could never even go off-road, that you could never drive or your car would break, that you couldn't go overlanding or camping or anything because it's not a Toyota. And that mentality really kind of pushes me away and irks me. And I just want everyone to know that yes, I love my Toyota 4Runner, but there are other vehicles people can drive and have amazing experiences in. And Toyotas are not the only vehicles that you can go off-roading in. And the number one thing about this Toyota 4Runner that drives me insane on a regular basis are the brakes. I remember when I first got it, the brakes are so touchy that I slammed on the brakes all the time. Not on purpose, but I feel like the difference between a slow stop and a full locked up, I'm about to spin out of control, is about 1/4 of an inch. And maybe everyone else in the world is amazing at it and they can always drive it perfectly, but I have not been that perfect, especially if I go drive another vehicle and I come back to this thing. Just a few weeks ago, I'm driving down Main Street. I see a car in front of me is stopped, so I need to slow down, right? I have half a block to slow down. I'm going 25 miles an hour. It's not that big of a deal, but I do need to slow down kind of quickly. So I go to slow down kind of quickly. Well, my quickly was 1/4 of an inch too far, and I locked up the brakes. And now the anti-lock brake system is kicking in, and I'm actually slowing down slower than I would have if I could have just applied the brakes in a consistent manner. And I feel like I am less safe with the brakes in this thing. Off-roading, it's harder to control the brakes and manage when you're going on and off obstacles, because the difference between slowing down and slamming on the brakes is just too tight. And that's something that I wish was different about this 4Runner. I do not think it's better. It just drives me nuts. So these are the things that I really dislike about my Toyota 4Runner. Be sure to catch us in our next video. We're going to talk about the 10 things that I love about the 4Runner, because I really do think it's an awesome vehicle. But like I said in this video, it's not perfect. There is room for improvement. If there's things that you dislike about the 4Runner, let us know in the comments. If there's questions you have about the 4Runner, let us know those in the comments too. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Down. Okay. Nice and easy.